Hey YouTube friends, it's Ranee from the Woolly Llama Shop, and I have a new problem. So, there is this. That is the dishcloth for Duck Duck Dishcloth this week. I don't have any green. I have the white, I have the red. So I went to my local Walmart and I was like, I'm just going to pick up some green because if y'all have heard me talk, my cotton stash is bare. I mean, I never really bought that much cotton. So yeah. Got to my local Walmart, they don't have it. I don't want to freaking order it. I don't want to wait. So I said in the beginning, I wanted to experiment with dyeing cotton. Man, my hair is wow today. So, I went to, like I said, I was at Walmart, and I am going to try to dye some cotton this week. So you get to come along with the journey, I guess, because I said I would share it with you. So it says I need 25 yards of green. Well, I do have white. I have a big cone of white because I was preparing for this. Now, will I have this done by Thursday? Well, I don't know. This is Monday. So, what I did in my research, and this makes so much sense. So I'm going to put you on pause for just a second. 1 second. So, what are t-shirts made out of? They are made out of cotton. So I grabbed a tie-dye kit. Now, this is probably not ideal, but I'm going to try it. We're going to do an experiment, folks, and see if this works. But it has, darn light, it has lime and green. So, you know how watermelon has that two-tone green? I'm going to try to dye a two-tone green yarn. May work, may not. I'm going to do 30 yards of it. I have a handy dandy ruler that measures out yards. So, yeah, I'm going to try it. And that's going to be what this video is about. So I'm going to try to make some clips and see what I need to do. I mean, the directions sound very simple. Add water, apply dye, wrap, and let set for 6 to 8 hours and rinse. So hopefully, maybe that will work. I mean, if it's good enough for clothes, it should be good enough for dishcloths, right? We'll see. All right, so on to the dyeing process. Okay, friends, I'm back with the first stage. So I'm going to turn my camera around. So that is 30 yards of white kitchen cotton off this skein. I believe it is probably loops and threads because that's what my other two are, my red and my blue that I bought at the same time. So I'm assuming this is loops and threads. 100% kitchen cotton. I have wound it up and I've tied it off so it doesn't make a huge mess. And we'll see how we can get this going. Now, I have a disposable baking pan and I have lined it with the nice piece of plastic that they gave me because it says to wrap for 6 to 8 hours. So I'm going to get this stuff going. I have to wet it because what happens, okay, so the dye came in these little packets and it says if you don't use it within 72 hours after activating it, it loses its vibrancy. So I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet the yarn and sprinkle the dye and hopefully get it where I want it. So that's my plan. Okay, so this is wet now. It's still, you can see, got some water in it. I didn't wring it completely out. But, so yeah, it's wet. I've still got my liner in the pan. I've got the disposable pan. So I'm going to get this dye open and I'm going to start dyeing. Oh yeah, and I got the gloves. The nice little plastic gloves they gave me in the kit. I would rather have the gloves from work, but it is what it is. I'll use those. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I can obviously see I'm going to have to do something different with these gloves. But I started with the light green And I cut just a teeny tiny corner of the packet so a whole bunch doesn't come like going out. So then I'm going to sprinkle, oh, see, just like that. That's what I was afraid of. Like a whole bunch, you know. And then I'm just kind of mashing it down in there so it doesn't have like white spots maybe. And then obviously the hole is bigger on the dark green than it is on the light green. And it may be just as easy to mix this stuff with water and just squirt it on there. But we'll see. So I'm going to continue doing that, just sprinkle and mashing. Sprinkle and mash, sprinkle and mash. Now I know I could never do this with wool because wool would freak out if I did this. Because I have done wool before and it is, you have to be oh so tender with it. So, oops, see, I've got too big of a hole. Got too big a hole. So I'm just going to mash. Alright, I'm going to go back and use both hands here. But that's just basically the process. I'm just sprinkle and mash, sprinkle and mash. Get you up in there underneath. Okay, I'll be back. Okay. Alright, so here we are. Look at that. I mean, it's actually much brighter in person. It's actually a very vibrant lime green, and not that right there, that's lime green. So I got it pretty well done. There are some light spots, but I'm going to flip it over now and see what the back looks like, because I was trying to be mindful of the back and make sure that I got it all the way through. You can see, like right there, there's a light spot, which I can fix. But I like how it's doing lights, and I mean, you can see the differentiation between the green and the lime green. There's another kind of light spot in there. But those light spots are okay. And I'm really glad that I didn't mix the whole thing into a bottle, because look at how much I have left. I mean, I have tons left. I didn't figure it was going to take a whole bottle to do this 30 yards of yarn. And then I'm going to do a little bit here. Just sprinkle, kind of get that spot there. But what I did was I was like separating like that, you know, and trying to press down in. I mean, I was still gentle with it, but you know, I was just kind of smashing it down in there. And so, yeah, I think that's gonna turn out really nice. So I'm gonna do like it says. I'm gonna wrap this up for about 6 to 8 hours. I'll probably check on it like every hour or so just to see what it looks like. And then, you know, I mean, I'm fairly certain it's going to look just like this the whole time. But if anything drastic changes, I will video it for you. And so otherwise, I will see you back in 6 to 8 hours. It'll be just a matter of seconds for you. But for me, it'll be 6 to 8 hours. So I'll be back. So it's been 6 hours and nothing much has really changed. I didn't expect it would. I checked on it periodically, so now I'm getting ready to wash it, and we'll see what happens. So I washed it out, I rinsed it out, and some of the dye came out. I mean, I washed it until the water ran clear in cold water. So the directions say to wash my garment, but it's not a garment, in the hottest water, in the wash machine with the hottest water suitable for this. So I'm going to go throw it. I have like a little garment bag I'm going to throw it in. Plus it's still got its little ties. I don't know. It's tied shut, so it's not going to go anywhere. But I'm gonna wash it in the wash machine and we'll see what happens. And probably dry it in the dryer. We'll see. I don't know. I'll be back in a few seconds for you guys, okay? Well, good morning, YouTube friends. This is overnight, the next day, and this is what it looks like after I washed it and let it dry. So it came out remarkably lighter than when I dyed it. So there you go. Good morning, YouTube friends. It's Rainey with the Woolly Llama Shop, and I am back for Duck Duck Dishcloth. So that means it's Thursday. I hope you enjoyed those clips prior to this. That was my experiment for the week. I dyed some yarn for my watermelon dishcloth. But I think I owe you guys a few dishcloths because I didn't make a video last week and I don't remember where I was as far as the dishcloths I have shown you. So we'll just start back with, let's see, I know I showed you the first one, which was I have my book here, and I have them written down in order. So I know I showed you the granny square one, because that was the very first one. But the second one, I don't believe I got finished. So it was on page 50. It was the mesh. So this is and pardon the ends, I have not sewn them in. This was my mesh dishcloth. And I was trying to, let's see, back then I was trying to use up scraps. So I used, the main color was mint, and it was peaches and cream, which you'll see a lot of peaches and cream because that's what I could get at Walmart. And if you remember it, I was still in Lafayette at the time. So, that's why there's a lot of peaches and cream. So the outside edge was green stripes. And that was left over from the first week. So that's this pretty right here. So that was week 2. Week 3, well, maybe I did show you 2 because it was 3 that I hadn't finished. This was the week 3, and it's made out of Evening Sea peaches and cream, and it was nubby mesh. So sorry if I'm showing you all the patterns, but it's kind of hard to cover the patterns in this book. And so then we just went straight to nubby. That's this one, nubby. And it was made out of denim, peaches and cream. So then we come to watermelon. That was last week's. And this is the one that I had to dye the green yarn for. So I think it turned out rather lovely. You can see the lights and the darks. The white and the red were they were loops and threads because I had bought loops and threads red, white, and blue and black for a project 2 years ago or a year ago, and that was the only cotton I had in my stash. So I had the red and the white, and then I just used some of the white for that green. So that is my Duck Duck dishcloth for like the last 4 weeks or so. I've been trying to keep up with the Duck Duck dishcloths, but I'm impressed. I did this last night while I was watching a movie with my husband, so it didn't take me that long. But And this one has been by far my favorite. I love this one. So I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I dyed the green yarn, and like I said, it turned out fabulous. Not near as dark as when, but when I put the dye on, but I love the different gradient that it came out with, and I've got another little ball here. So, but I hope you've enjoyed this Duck Duck Dishcloth. I don't want to take up too much time because I know I have that clip prior to. So what will the ducks tell Missy this week? We'll just have to watch and find out. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Leave me some comments down below and I'll respond back to you. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you might want to consider subscribing. If not, well, I'm still hanging out here, even if you don't. So, have a ducktastic rest of your Thursday or whatever day you're watching this, and I will see you on the next one.